Bonjour, bonsoir, buenos dias, buenas noches. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about basketball wives, all right? And definitely make sure you return tomorrow for my catfish reviews, okay? So now, Evelyn, she was saying that it was a little odd that Brittany Renner was hanging out with Shaq. I remember last time in the last episode that we saw, she was kind of calling her out for that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Shawnee comes before anybody as far as her friends are concerned. And then, you know, Jacqueline is probably next in line. Then maybe you can kind of call Jennifer, even though the two of them ain't really like how they used to be. But at least they've gotten to a better place. But anyways, so, you know, she talked to Brittany about it. And she said that it was actually Shaq that had hit her up first. So he kind of did hit her up. But she was the one like, oh, you in LA? You know, once you ask somebody where's their location at, that kind of infers that you're trying to see where they're at. If they say yes, then the next step is to meet up. I mean, it's just part of the whole social media language. Hello. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that kind of went down. She was talking about she had receipts and all this other crap. Like, girl, bye. Anyway, so Vanessa, she talks to Amy on camera, and she had her on speakerphone. And didn't Amy, for those of you that actually watched the show, didn't Amy kind of sound like somebody's auntie, like one of those wise aunties, like, baby girl, it ain't even about that. Like, just let it go. You know, you're a good person. You know, like, she just had one of those motherly auntie types of vibes to her. I'm like, she sounds older than she probably is. Like, she sounds way beyond her years. I'm like, did you always sound like that? Or did you just get that when you became a mom? Like, I don't know. But it was just so tender and so calming. I was like, yes. Put her on the phone more often. It felt so good. Anyway, so they kind of talk about the whole thing. She brings up the whole her and Evelyn and how it was triggering for her. So she felt like she had to say something. And she said like 10 years ago, she wasn't in a health. Like Amy did say like 10 years ago, she wasn't in a healthy place with Carl. But she's like, now she's in such a better place. Like she's thriving, and her and Evelyn and the kids, they're all fine. So she's like, yo, just let it go. Just chill, relax. And, you know, and I was like, yes, Amy. So now she can't use Amy's name in vain, saying that Amy said that she had to do this and do that, because Amy clearly said on camera that she didn't need to do this. And I'm pretty sure Amy told her that before. Like, I'm pretty sure that Amy did not say go ham on his person, especially when they're all good and their kids be having play dates and stuff like that. You know, their kids are literally brother and sister. Like, that's weird. So Jennifer and Jackie, they're back to hanging out, which is great. You know, they're hanging out, the two J's. And Jennifer brings like this little detox or some kind of peace offering, a peace drink. So that was nice, you know. Brooke, she kind of lets us inside her life with her father, and just inside the fact that she's really grieving her daughter. You know, her daughter did recently pass away, and you know, just hearing the way she was talking about it and everything, it just really pulled at my heartstrings, because I'm a very empathetic person. So for me, hearing about death, like just hearing about how someone feels, hearing about like loss, it just really breaks me down. Like, I take on the weight of others, which is crazy, but that's a whole nother topic, y'all. So just hearing that, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I just felt all of her sadness, all of her pain. And I was like, oh man, being a parent, like, it's tough, you know? So the girls, they end up meeting up for a picnic. Not all the girls, but just the newbies, I should say. Brittany Renner, and I think the other girl's name is Giselle. They didn't put her name. I was like, dang. Like, I even went back to see if they put her name. I think her name is Giselle, but they didn't even go back. I'm gonna turn this off because they wanna keep on sending me messages like, shut up. So yeah, they kept on I mean, when they didn't show her name, and I went back to see if her name was there, but it still wasn't there. But I heard someone say it. That's how I kind of feel like I know where her name is. So yeah, but we meet up with a new lady. Her name was Clayana. She really made sure she put her resume out there saying that she went to school for criminal law, justice, and something else. But then she got knocked up, so she kind of had to take a step back, and now she creates events. So yeah, she put her resume out there. Whoever wants to hire an event planner, you got her. I was like, okay, you networking, sis. I see you. Evelyn and Vanessa, they have a discussion, and she tells her that she was triggered by the whole situation from 10 years ago. I feel like she just needed a storyline, because I feel like, come on, girl. But we'll pretend. So Evelyn was like, when I heard everything, I'm just like, this is not my story and not my truth. So I'm not going to accept that, And, according to him, and I'm going by what he told me, it was over. So, she's pretty much saying if she knew that something else was happening, then it would have been a different story. But she went by what he told her, and that's what, at the end of the day, sometimes that's what you have to go by. Like, you feel like somebody's telling you something, so that's what you're like, okay, this is what it is. She had no knowledge of anything else, so you can't blame her for something that she was totally unaware of. And you're taking on somebody else's grief, somebody else's pain, who doesn't even want you to fight their battles for them. Like, there is no battle, but you trying to find a battle to have. Like, no, that's weird. That's weird. So, once they kind of talk it out, and Vanessa, she reveals to Evelyn, like, part of the main thing with her that triggered her is that years ago, her husband, I guess he was having an affair while she was pregnant. And then it sounds like he didn't tell the girl what it was, because the girl was like, why is she pregnant again? And that means they having sex, clearly. I mean, there's no other bloop, bloop, bloop. That means they're still jacking it up. So, but he probably was telling this girl, like, nah, we're not even like that. We're getting a divorce. We're splitting up. We're separating. Because that's what they usually do. They lie to you if you're not going to be a willing participant. They'll tell you anything so that you will still be in that space. So, just doing that, yeah, she was saying that she overheard this girl saying that to him, and it completely shattered her. She felt betrayed, and she was so stressed by the whole situation that she ended up having a miscarriage. And therefore, she's been holding this resentment for all these years. I mean, it sounds like she should have went to therapy. I mean, not being insensitive, because I've been there, had that same situation, unfortunately. Well, similar. But I mean, she said that talking to Evelyn about it relieved a lot of that resentment and stress that she's been holding on to. But I do feel like she probably still has a lot of unresolved issues, especially if this is something that, like a battle that you're trying to fight when it's not even your battle. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with you. So it's like, she probably should seek some, professional help to just help her to let go of these things, because you can't change the past, and you holding on to it is just going to hinder and hurt the future. I'm pretty sure she probably brings it up to her man all the time. I mean, look how she just told the world. She just pretty much, if they were trying to sweep it under the rug or hide it, it's not hidden anymore. The whole world knows about it now. So now he has to live in shame for what he did, even though this was something that already got taken care of. They probably went through their fights and everything else. She probably tried to cut him up, like, who knows what, because she seemed a little crazy. But, so I do feel like that's something that she probably still needs to handle. But yeah, she was saying that she has a lot of resentment, and they ended up hashing it out, and Evelyn apologized for her things that she said that were hurtful, and the other way around as well. Brooke, Jennifer, and Jackie meet up, and Brooke, she ends up talking to Jackie, which was great, because they haven't spoken in so long, because Brooke did feel slighted by Jackie because they were so close. And then after her daughter died, it's like she just went ghost on her. And they used to talk, she said, literally every day. So she tells her she felt hurt by that. And, Jackie acknowledged that, and she expressed to her that she didn't really know what to say. And she didn't want to say the wrong thing. And I can totally understand that because, like, even with myself, I've had a recent death in the family just last week. And just to talk about it a little bit without gearing too far off, it was my father. And we weren't very close, but it's like, it's my dad. So it's like, my mom is like, did you call your brothers? And I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Like I did say things like, I hope you guys are okay. How are you holding up? But it's like, that's kind of like the extent of it, because I'm not good with dealing with those types of things. Like, that's one area where I'm the mama bear for everything else. I can handle anything and everything. When it comes to sickness and death, it's like I shut down like a little baby, and I just don't know the right words to say, because I feel like saying I'm sorry, it doesn't really, like, what is that going to do? Because it's like, it's not going to bring the person back. Is that going to make them feel better? It's like, I guess I think too much. So I totally related to Jackie when she said that she didn't really know it. And that's honest things that happen with people. But I feel like people are not very sensitive to that. They don't understand that. I remember there was someone else in this last story, I promise, another family member, and they're going through something right now, and it's like, everybody's like, oh, she's not coming by, she's not doing this. But I'm like, I literally can't, because I will literally be at home crying for weeks. I will have this stuff replaying. I did see them briefly one day, and I was crying the whole entire day, and it's just something that I can't process properly. So, like I said, I understood where Jackie was coming from. Moving on from that, all the ladies go to the ice skating ring, and Brooke and Jennifer, they just weren't with it. Like, Jennifer's bougie anyway. She's not trying to fall unless she's going to fall gracefully, But, and Jennifer, and plus she says she had sciatica. So, I mean, that's something where you have pain that shoots up, all along up here in your nerves, and nobody wants to trigger that. I know yeah. So if that's the case, that's totally understandable. Brooke just wasn't with it. She just, I guess she ain't trying to mess up a little boom, BBL, what, boom, booty lift, booty poppers. She ain't trying to mess nothing up. So she like, I'm not doing it. So they was sitting down, drinking, just chilling, relaxing, kikiing, whatever. But, Vanessa, she made an announcement that her and Evelyn are good, but she also mentioned that she felt ambushed. I felt like this was the start of a lot of toxicity. Once she said that, I feel like things started to trickle down just a little bit. Before all of them went to go sit down after ice skating, which this was a Brittany Renner event, Brittany Renner had gotten a call from her mom saying that there was a little bit of hiccups when she was picking up her child. So Brittany Renner was kind of like in her head and her feelings, but she didn't let that stop her. Still went on with the rest of the event. She got her some tequila, which probably wasn't the best thing to do because that's like super hard liquor, you know what I'm saying? I know for me, I stay away from tequila because tequila have my head going all kind of crazy, not remember what happened the next day, you know what I'm saying? But she was just, doing her thing. They didn't really show how long, but she probably was drinking for a while or took a few of them back or whatever. And they looking at her because she's spilling over the drinks and stuff like, girl, what's going on here? What's up? And Brittany, like I said, she was just acting a little different. So Jennifer mentioned something about Clayana, the other girl, being new and nobody really knows her. But Clayana's like, the way that she addressed that was nasty. I cannot lie. Like, you would have came at me like that, it would have been on sight like a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, like with me, I get triggered by certain, like, you're not gonna talk to me in any type of way. If I get that vibe, that nastiness, then you're gonna hear my mouth, So, and she's like, well, like, no one needs to know who I am. I'm here. Like whoa. What? What? So yeah, she was just bringing some like weird toxic energy, and it was like, yo, you're not even really a real member of the group. Like, you're not in the credits, you're not in the picture. This is like what, episode 3, and you finally make an appearance. Like, bro, we don't even know you. So that's what Jennifer was saying. Like, you just popped up and nobody knows who you are. So, and then Brittany wants to start getting into it, talking about people got their name and they stayed on 10. Like what the hell is wrong with you people? Like, Brooke is like, no. Like, she's like, nah. It was just starting to get real weird. And then Jennifer was like, nah, she's a sloppy drunk right now. Like, I'm not. She was like, no, I'm classy. I drink wine. I don't do this. Okay? I don't do this. And then she started, like, I think, was it Brooke got up? I think Brooke got up. So then Brittany got up, like, what you getting up for? You know what I'm saying? And then it was just like, she was doing all this gangster, like, doing shit with her lip, like, nah, we stayed on 10, yo. I was like, what? Yo, she just got mad hood, like, I would have said, like, I don't even know where she from for real, but I would have been like, yo, that was mad hood right there. That was mad Bronx. Like, where you from? Bronx, Brooklyn, Harlem? Like, you want some gangster shit. Like, you about to pull out your gun? Like, what you doing? But yeah, that was crazy. And Brooke was like, nah, like, I am not the one for that. And then they started talking about bodies and stuff, body shaming each other. She talking about... yo, you sloppy drunk. And then she tells Brooke, like, yo, like, I need to talk to your surgeon or something like that, or something about your surgeon. And because we all know Brooke booty looking extra, like, a little jacked up, just a little bit, a little too much. She could have took a little out of that, but that's what she kind of took like this. She's like, well, I'm natural. She's like, you got saggy titties. She's like, I'm natural. I mean, hate for the naturals, but, it was just too much. Like, it was, y'all just hurting each other for what? But the ultimate disrespect at the end of the whole scene was Brittany throwing the drink into Brooke's face. As she goes outside, she just kind of was like, oh, Brittany Renner, so much trouble, or some shit like that. I don't even know. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember what she said, but she said something like that, and she even took a bow. So I'm like, she wasn't that drunk if she could do all that, because you're really showing your ass right now. Like, for real. Like, showing that, you're happy, you're okay, you feel like you won something. So, like, now next is probably going to be maybe an apology, but I feel like an apology is just, you're sorry that maybe people are upset with you, but you're not sorry for real, because you probably would have done it again. Like that. And that's the thing about apologies that a lot of times I don't like. Like, a lot of people apologize just to apologize, just to save face, just to move forward. But a lot of times when people give apologies, they would have still done the same thing if they knew the end result would have been different. If there was no repercussions, if you didn't get caught, there would have been no apologies. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of apologies is like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, that's that, y'all. So we're gonna see what happens next week with this whole situation. But that was hella crazy. Let me know what y'all thought down below. See you on the next one. It's getting spicy.